When I was hired as a data engineer, I was responsible for creating the data platform. And to do that, I've created a data platform using Airflow, Apache Spark, AWS Athena, and Iceberg. So a lot of cool tools that are not as expensive. And I've created the code that was easy to maintain. I used a lot of classes and parent-child uh, like code, and I've also used DevOps. I've had CI/CD for to deploy everything, to test everything. And also as I said, the environment was not as costly. It was very low cost actually. It was around 1K a month, so 12K a year, which is very cheap for a data platform. But when I created the data pipelines, I had upsert with updated. So every time the data was updated, I would get that data or created. It had the updated at from that date. So every time it was updated, I would upsert the tables with updated at, which was very complex code, but very interesting to do. But then I had to recreate it and have a drop and recreate. So have a bulk recreate table every day, which is very simple to do. But I did not opt for that at first, and I want to tell you why, because this was my biggest mistake as a senior data engineer. Before we start, why you should watch this video? I've been a data engineer for 4 years now. You can check it out. I've created pipelines architectures in startups, consulting companies, product companies, and I don't want you to make the same mistake I did. And I'll give you a 30-minute free consulting call if you want to discuss this matter and apply it to the company you work with. So enhancing communication as a data engineer. Why I chose to use the updated at field, the team's constraints, the politics of prioritization, and what would I have done differently are the topics that I'm gonna go through. So I show you guys how did I enhance my communication skills as a data engineer. Why did I choose the updated at field in the first place? So it was because I had past experiences that showed me that the updated ad field was more interesting than recreating, like having delta jobs. This is called delta jobs, right? Getting the data that was changed or created the last day or deleted, and then you update your table. So you're having delta jobs were more interesting. I had usually bosses that advocated for me, some data person that was the main person, and they would advocate for changes that we would need. And then also the Delta jobs are known to be more scalable than bulk jobs because bulk jobs at some point that they run for too long and yeah, it's very costly. But in this case, I was the main person for the data platform, and I did not take into consideration that um, in this advocate field, in this advocate bucket, we would need, we did not have at that time the updated ad field for every table. So the development team would have to create that field and start filling it. And we only had created ad field and not even in all tables. So I did not take into consideration that this would be an issue because, as I said in the past, first of all, this choice was obvious, having Delta jobs versus bulk jobs. Delta jobs were always better, and also in past experiences, I would not be the one like dealing with it, and so I did not know how much would I need to communicate about it and press and ask for prioritization, and that would impact my job. So the other team's constraints. So we had a very small development team in this company, and so they had a lot of requests and no time for things that weren't super urgent, like something broke, something that they needed right away. And the company had unclear goals, so not necessarily they had very clear that data was something too important. Some people thought it was, some people didn't even know that we had a data team. So that helped that the development team, for example, did not support or request to have the updated field, the updated ad field updated at all times. So yeah. And the second thing is politics of prioritization. When I was actually creating the pipeline with the updated ad, I talked to the developers and they said it was feasible. But then after I created all of them, they did not prioritize the creation of the updated ad field. So they said it was feasible, but they forgot to say that it would not be prioritized. And prioritization took too many calls in this company. And also, if the person liked you, it was more likely to get done. So some people helped me because I had more we had some conversations before, and some people did not. So it was very tricky, the politics of the prioritization of this case specifically. And what would I have done differently? So I would stop trying to create the best. I would create the possible. I would not, when entering the company, I would not try and do something as big as I did, trying to have the best, like in this case, the delta job instead of the bulk job. And I would create the bulk job to provide some value and then provide more value, just like this drawing of diamonds, like provide a bit of value, then a bit more, in a way that I would be able to improve the communication with the team and show them that we were doing something worthwhile and they would support us. And also provide value to the team so they are more likely to provide value back. So understanding their pains, then how could we collaborate to help their work and have them have less things to do and actually support the data engineering team and the data team overall. And iterate the solution. This is something that I've learned a lot in this job that I did, because not all can be perfect in the first try. So I would iterate the solution. I don't know if it was clear enough, but I'm gonna recap. Like, I created the pipelines that would have would be Delta jobs that would use the updated ad field. But then the development team would need to go back and add the updated ad field for every table and fill it up with automations. They did not do it because they did not have clear prioritization. The company did not have clear prioritization with data, because if they had like said that data is a big priority for us, maybe the development team would take that priority more seriously. I had to do rework because I had to recreate the pipelines with bulk job. And yeah, after that, we started doing that for some tables after many calls, many prioritization asks, but it's not still all developed. And it's important to have in mind that providing some value and then providing more, iterating the solution is a good way to work. And yeah, so summarizing, it's very hard to have the greatest solution first time. Politics should be taken into consideration when entering a new company. You don't know like how prioritization is done, in that team, in like the whole company. So doing something that doesn't need collaboration from other teams at first, maybe more interesting to show some value right away instead of blocking something that you could do all alone. Consider that teams may not have clear vision of their own constraints because they had said to me that was feasible, but they did not prioritize it. So it's important to like have that in mind and provide a bit of value, then provide more. It's always a good solution because it will show how important data engineering is, and then people will take it more seriously, especially in a place that did not have data engineering before. I was spearheading the data engineering department. So people did not understand what it is, and it makes perfect sense because if they did not have it before, why would they know? So yeah, this is the video. If you liked it and want to discuss this matter, reach out in these links. We'll be happy to have a free consulting call to help you with this matter. And that's it. I hope to talk to you soon, and thank you for your time.